gotta hear this one song. It'll change your life, I swear.
The only thing better than a great movie is a great soundtrack. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 modern movie soundtracks guys love. For this list, we've stuck with movies from the last 2 decades more or less, and have picked soundtracks that are full of nostalgia value and track after track of great music. We've decided to omit film scores, musicals, or soundtracks with basically only one popular song.
Don't.
Number 10, The Saint.
You got no place to go.
This flick and its accompanying collection of music came at a time when Val Kilmer was still taken seriously and electronica was at its peak. And the track listing reads like a who's who of the electronic music world, with David Bowie, Duran Duran, Daft Punk, The Chemical Brothers, and others contributing tunes.
Holland Park.
And of course, the film's reworked theme by Orbital ties everything together. Number 9, Empire Records. If you remember the Gin Blossoms, it's likely because of this film. But they're not the only 90s alt-rock act featured in this cult classic flick. Do Better Than Ezra, Toad the Wet Sprocket, The Cranberries, or Edwin Collins ring any bells? Number 8, Garden State. Forgettable movie? Maybe. Forgettable soundtrack? No way. Painstakingly chosen by the film's writer, director, and star Zach Braff, the music runs through indie rock standards like The Shins, to classics like Simon and Garfunkel, and even to electronica with Thievery Corporation, mimicking the emotional fluctuations of the film's main character. However, we've never really read too much into that. It's just a great Grammy-winning lineup of songs. Number 7, Natural Born Killers. New and old tunes come together to make this Oliver Stone film soundtrack one of a kind. Produced by Nine Inch Nails' Trent Reznor, who later won an Oscar for his score of The Social Network, it's not your average compilation.
At this moment, they are the only 2 people on Earth.
This album is described as a collage of sound, which includes film dialogue, beside music from Bob Dylan, Dr. Dre, Patsy Cline, and Nine Inch Nails themselves.
Scraping through my head till I don't wanna sleep anymore.
Number 6, 8 Mile.
Palms are sweaty.
We were surprised at Eminem's acting abilities, but we were not shocked that he puts together a kick-ass soundtrack. The track listing is littered with rap opuses from legends like Nas, Rakim, 50 Cent, and Marshall Mathers himself. But the centerpiece is Shady's unforgettable Lose Yourself, which plays an important part in the pseudo-biographical film's plot and stands out as one of the greatest hip-hop tracks in recent memory. Number 5, Reality Bites. A snapshot of Generation X and life in the 90s, the Reality Bites soundtrack is a collection of songs that takes you back. With 90s mainstays like Crowded House, Lenny Kravitz, and U2 sitting beside memorable tracks like Tempted, My Sharona, and even a disco tune, it's never boring. But perhaps the most iconic songs from this flick were the Peter Frampton cover and Lisa Loeb's #1 smash. Number 4, Trainspotting. This heroin-fueled film had so much awesome tunage, they made 2 soundtrack albums. After all, anytime you get Blur, New Order, Pulp, Elastica, Joy Division, Iggy Pop, and the rest of these icons together on one album, it's a big deal.
Just a perfect day. Drink sangria in the park.
Jumping around from obscure music to more commercially viable hits, the Trainspotting soundtrack stands both with and apart from the film as a work of art.
Music is changing, drugs are changing, even men and women are changing. 1,000 years from now, there'll be no guys and no girls, just wankers. Sounds great to me.
You hear me? You're f***ing dead! No!
Number 3, Dazed and Confused. Like American Graffiti, Dazed tells the story of troubled youths in a very specific era. And like Graffiti, that means one stacked soundtrack. Not only does the Dazed album feature classic artists, it's got the classic songs by those artists.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
School's Out, Love Hurts, Paranoid, Rock and Roll All Night. We can't list them all, but needless to say, all the 70s rock standards are there.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Clean.
We inspire the music. We're here because of the music.
Number 2, Almost Famous. A flick about the glory days of rock and roll should feature killer music, and Cameron Crowe helped piece together a Grammy-winning soundtrack that plays like a classic rock mixtape.
I don't know how I'm gonna tell you.
The Who, the Beach Boys, Led Zeppelin, and David Bowie are just some of the icons filling out the track listing, while the movie's faux band Stillwater also provides a tune. But most unforgettable of them all is Elton John's contribution.
She sings her songs. The words she knows, the tune she knows.
Number 1, Pulp Fiction.
Was the son of a preacher man.
You could file any Tarantino soundtrack under badass, but we'll call out Pulp Fiction's as the baddest of the bad, in the good way.
Get it on.
One thing you'll notice is that hearing the songs always reminds you of their specific scenes. And like Tarantino's film style, it's an eclectic and essential mix and match of influences, with Al Green hanging out next to Dusty Springfield and Urge Overkill's Neil Diamond cover. Do you agree with our list? Which modern film soundtrack do you think is the most badass?
I have to go home.
For more top 10s about your favorite music, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
It's good. I like it.